Hello vinyl community, Jonas here to do another recent vinyl finds, and I got some great stuff to show you today. And I'm starting off with the bad ones. It's like one bad one and one mediocre. The rest is just super good. And yeah, some news. I've got a new job, my first real job. I don't know, but I've been working for my own since 2007, and 2 years ago I went with two guys and we did our own company, and we have sold a product, and I did all the video work because I'm a video producer, but I moved in another direction in the company, working as a salesman to try to sell this thing and this product, and it's been good, but I haven't sold enough, or we haven't sold enough, so we were thinking a couple of months ago to take in another salesman, and 2-3 weeks ago a guy called me that I've been working with since 2007, back and forth. He phoned me, said that he started a company a year ago, goes great, but I need someone to take care of the market side of the business, doing videos, photos, stuff like that, stuff that is in the same vein as my education. So I'm gonna take care of that in this new. So I start in next week. I start on Tuesday, and I'm gonna work part-time all the way through November, and then full-time December. And I'm super thrilled. It's gonna be great having a ordinary job, working for another one, not myself. We all the pros and cons with that. So yeah. But vinyl, the first one, and this does not have a sleeve. That's because I'm not keeping it. This is Stevie Nicks' The Wild Heart. This is really, really bad. I only kept it to be played because Tom Petty is on here. But it's so bad, it's not worth keeping at all. It's going to a Goodwill or something. And this is good. It's not the best jazz record I've ever heard, but it's a good record with Rune Gustafsson on Romerius Zappa 4, a Black Sheep. Rune Gustafsson is a well-known guitarist in Sweden. It's this guy here. Influenced a lot of guys like Jan Schaffer, for instance. And this is from the mid-70s, I think. And side note, the graphic on here is done by a really good and famous artist called Lasse Åberg. Next one. This play this in the background in one video. I don't know about the glare here, but this In a Silent Way by Miles Davis. I got it for $4 in mint condition. I think it's a second press from Holland or something like that. Sounds great, but I already have an original US press or UK. But yeah, so I'm thinking of doing a competition and giving this away, or giving it to a friend of mine. I haven't decided yet, so I'm gonna keep that for later. Next one is really, really good. This is made in Sweden. Where do we begin? This is Made in Sweden's last record, and Made in Sweden is a prog jazz group in the early 70s. This is the last one from 1976, and it has the famous Jojje Wadenius on it that I've talked about many times. This guy here, and it also has the Finnish guy Pekka Pohjola here, who played with Jukka Tolonen, and singing on this is Tommy Körberg, this guy here, and he's a famous guy in Sweden. He's done a lot of shit stuff in his days, but he's a good singer. But back in the day, in 76, 74, 72, when he did stuff with Made in Sweden and Solar Plexus, he was really at his A game, singing his heart out, really, really good. Next one is also a progressive record from 1980. This is Ragnarök with Fata Morgana, their third release, and I still need to get their first release. This is the first Ragnarök record I have. And Peter Brynjelsson, who is the guitar player here, amongst many other instruments. He's an old teacher of mine at my school when I did film production. He had a lecture in sound. He's really, really good. And this is cool. I've heard the first record. I think that's better than this one, but it's really awesome. Next one, I got another Tom Waits album, Heartache and Bine. This is from 1980 on, I don't need to show you, but it's on the Asylum Records label. Really, really nice. It includes Jersey Girl. Awesome. Not my favorite Tom Waits, but all Tom Waits are interesting and worth having, in my opinion. Next one is a monster. I can't believe I haven't bought this already, but I never find it for a good price, and this wasn't a good price either, but I just jumped on it. This is My Goes Beyond with Mahavishnu John McLaughlin. Douglas 9, I think this is the first press. A Unipack, I think this is called. Gatefold. And the players on here are really doing their best work. Billy Cobham, Charlie Hayden, Ayrton Moreira, Dave Lehman, and yeah, I said Jerry Goodman, didn't I? So a lot of Mahavishnu people on there. Really, really good. Soft at times and really hard hitting at times. John McLaughlin at his best. Next one is also McLaughlin related. It's Larry Coryell's Planet End, and I showed you Spaces last video with Larry Coryell. So this is from the same sessions, I think, from 1975 on Vanguard Records. We have two different lineups here. You have the 11th House, and you have the John McLaughlin lineup doing 3 songs each. And they are really good, both of them. The 11th House includes Larry Coryell, Mike Lawrence, Mike Mendel, Danny Triffan, and Alfonso Monsoon on drums. Really, really good. But you have John McLaughlin, Chick Corea, Miroslav Vitos, and Billy Cobham on the other side. So, I mean, but they play different styles, still fusion, both of them, but different styles. But I really like Billy Cobham's playing. His drumming is just epic. This was the last record of the 2 that I got in my Pop Market bundle. The other one is the one in the middle there, and this one is Crazy Horse at Fillmore East 1970. Just as good sound quality as the last one. This is just one record set with the gatefold, liner notes, thick 180 gram, if not 200 vinyl, pressed at Palace. And we have 3 songs on each side. We have Everybody Knows It's Nowhere, Winterlong, and Down by the River. On the first side, Winterlong was a tune I don't have on record before, really good song. And on the second side we have Wandering, Come On Baby Let's Go Downtown, and Cowgirl in the Sand. And Wandering is also a song I didn't have before, I don't think so anyway, because I don't have the Decade compilation album. But Cowgirl in the Sand is the best version I've ever heard of that song. It's just so killer. They really play their heart out on this record. Sounds great. It's in the what's called it, the Neil Young Archive series. This is number 2, I think, in that series, and he's really done a great job there. I pre-ordered his their new record, so it should be coming in late November, I think. Next one I played in the background in my latest video, or no, in Anders' thread video. Eric Dolphy is out to lunch, and I bought this mostly because it was pretty cheap. It's $10, and that Tony Williams is on it. you know, I try to buy everything that I find with Tony Williams for a nice buck. You know, I really like his playing style, very airy, where it feels like Billy Cobham's really hitting the drums very hard. I love that kind of, and I think he's a better drummer. Yeah, in my case, I think he's a better drummer, but I really love the way that Tony Williams, it feels like the drum set is just full of air. I don't know how to describe it. This is a reissue on Blue Note from 1993, I think. I did some research on it and I was like stunned that they did reissue still sealed from 1993. And it says here, recording by Rudy Van Gelder. And it sounds great, so I'm really happy with that, especially for that price. Next one, Frank Zappa in New York from 1977, I think. 2 LP set gatefold, yeah, 1977, and you have the lyrics there, and the guys there. And this is the Terry Bozzio era, and it's on the Discreet Records. I think the first press, but I'm not super sure. It's good. I collect everything Frank Zappa has done. I try to collect it for a good price. I paid like $3 or $4 for this, so it's nothing. And yeah, I definitely like his studio material better than his live material, but that's just me. Yeah, quirky, good playing, typical Zappa. I'd recommend it for a Zappa fan. Now I'm playing this in the background, and why am I playing this in the background? This is Life. I've shown this before. Life was a power trio, I think. Power trio from Sweden, 1997. 3 young guys playing rock and roll, psychedelic rock, prog rock. They did one record, that's the one. They did it in Swedish and in English, and they are both really hard to get the originals of, especially the English one. This is the English reissue, and it's so good. It's a 10 of 10. It's just a masterpiece. I just love that record, still to death. Now I got this, and if you've seen Sarah's record shelf, she showed this. This is the reissue of a very hard to find record called Resan, The Trip. This was produced in 1973, and this contains every member of Life in it, with a bunch of other dudes from the Stockholm area in that time period. And the thing is, they were a hippie collective going into a house, just recording, playing, you know. And it's a concept album of life, from birth to death, but not in that order, it says. Comes with, the inner sheet comes with a bio of the entire Resan collective, and the dudes playing there. Really fine job they did with this. Limited to 500 copies, and it's one of the hardest ones to get on an original. It goes for thousands and thousands of Swedish crowns if you can find one. So a reissue is like a must in this case. So 500 copies, I'm getting it. Now that's a masterpiece. No argument there. That's such a good psych prog album. This is an okay album in my opinion. It's really good from time to time, but there's still something missing of that, you know. It's a very spontaneous kind of sound in the songs. Yeah, there's something missing on this one. I have to play it more times, but I don't think that this will be as good as the live record, but I'm still very glad that I got it. Took it 3 months to get here from a Swedish shop, so but worth the wait. Now this one I was very satisfied finding, because I've been looking for this since Chris the Astral Traveler showed it in a video of his probably a year ago, or even more maybe. But I haven't seen it in any record shop I've ever been to. I've seen it online, but I don't want to buy everything online. And I found this, I paid 25 bucks for it, but I think it's well worth it because it's pretty rare, especially, or at least in Sweden. But this is Bernie Maupin's The Jewel in the Lotus. Awesome, can I say, like spiritual jazz record, very soft, really cool. Bernie Maupin, Herbie Hancock, Charles Buster Williams, Frederick Waite, Billy Hart, Bill Summers, and Charles Sullivan. Recorded in 1974, and this is the German ECM press, first press in Germany. I don't know about the first press original Shueisha. Next one is a killer record. Caravan. I bought this in Berlin. I had to pay bucks for this. I had to pay 40 bucks for this maybe. So too much compared to what it's worth if you want to buy it online. But I was there, that was there. It's in great condition. I had to buy it. So Caravans, if I could do it all over again, I'd do it all over you. Their second release, I think, and this is the second German press on Metronome. You see, this is not a sticker, and I think that's how you tell that it's a second press from Germany. And here's the label. Now, I have 2 records by Caravan, and I don't think I'll need more soon. I have In the Land of Grey and Pink, and this is, you know, I love In the Land of Grey and Pink. Maybe on my top 10 list of my prog records. Yeah, maybe. And this is not worse. It's not better, but it's not worse. It's equally good, equally interesting, equally good playing, equally good and interesting songs. Great musicians. I'm so happy that I got it. Caravan. Now, 2 left. This one I got yesterday along with another record. I'm going to show this one first, and then I'm going to talk about the other one. In the same shop for the same price, 10 bucks. This is Alphonse Massoon, Funky Snake Foot. Now, this is 10 bucks. I bought it, I looked it up online, not the price, I never do that. I looked up the reviews of it. So some reviews, and it said that it's like 4.5 stars out of 10, or out of 5. So that indicates that, you know, I love this drummer, the few things I've heard of him and could like recognize. And it's a Blue Note issue, it's 10 bucks, so I just jumped on it, Unipack, 8-fold. And when I pulled the record out, it was like in unplayed condition. It's just, no one's just played this record. It's such a great, minty record from 1974. When I got home, it's more soul and more funk than it is a jazz album. And if this were a jazz album, this would be really good, I think. Much better than it is, but I did not appreciate this as much as I thought I would do when I stood in the store. So, I don't know, I'll keep it for now. But the other record that I bought for 10 bucks at the same store, equally good looking, it just blew me away. This is maybe the best record in the pile, just because I wasn't prepared for how good it would be. This is Lenny White's Venusian Summer, and it's that I've never seen this, I've never heard of it, and maybe it's not that highly regarded in the fusion, you know, other fusion stuff, but this just blew me away. The bass playing on here, and I never noticed the bass. The bass playing is just, it's such a good bass playing, and the guy who plays bass is Doug Rauch, something like that. Never heard of the guy, but I'm definitely gonna look him up. And the last song, Prince of the Sea, 11 minutes long, is maybe the best fusion song I've ever heard in my life. You have Aldo Meola and Larry Coryell battling almost the entire song, especially on the end. And they're playing for their life. It's like whoever loses the guitar battle dies or something like that. And they're equally good, and it's just blows you away. the guitar playing of those two guys is just, and the rest of the LP before that is amazing. Yeah, I would say it's on my top 10 fusion records that I have in my collection. I have a lot of fusion by now. So that's it, like 20 minutes. I'm sorry. I hope you watched the whole video, and yeah, have a great day. Thank you so much for watching and commenting. Bye.